maybe now. I just restarted the stream. Oh, that's... Well, alright. Works. Okay, this works. Apparently live on something different, but doesn't matter. I don't know why it says all of these things. Is the chat working now? Maybe? I just need the chat to work. Oh, okay, now I see chat. Welcome, Brad. Mead Gunner. Sorry, guys, I apologize. Again, I switched from Twitch to YouTube on my thing, and now it's my computer's angry, and chat wasn't loading, and all this stuff. So maybe it's going to work now. There we go. Come on. Tommy, welcome. Okay, I think we're good now. Anyways, I hope we're good, because I'm ready to talk to you guys. I'm tired of dealing with this. Think we're good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, anyways. So I've been making a bunch of mead. I have tonight, this afternoon, whatever this is, it's 5 o'clock where I'm at. So I do have a little promo to share with you guys of what's to come on May 4th. I put out some exciting little thing on Instagram. So that's exciting. I also want to just chat with you guys and ask about your world of mead. Obviously, if you're here, you probably watched one of my videos, but I would love to get to know you guys and learn about what you're up to. And yeah, I don't have anything big planned. Like previously, I had done a game show, which I plan on doing the game show again in the future, but not yet. I gotta make new questions. So, anyways. Go ahead and tell me in the chat here what you guys are making. And I'm going to make sure my chat will actually appear. Is it behind? Trying to make sure you guys, the chat will appear on here. Brad says, I've been fermenting about 4 gallons of mead for the last 2 weeks with turbo yeast. I think it's ready to bottle. How should I dose it with potassium sorbate? I would say, well, I normally do it's a half of a teaspoon per gallon. That's what mine says. So you should follow a similar world. That's what I would say. Tommy says, my first mead stream with a winky face. It pauses the video while I'm texting. Oh, that's annoying. I'm sorry, Brad. Tommy, I'm from Norway, 5 minutes past midnight here. Wow. Hello from Oklahoma. Trying to... Is it running smooth on your end? Or is it freaking out? For some reason, my computer is unhappy with this tonight. Maybe. Come on, chat. I need this chat box to go up here. Hey, there it is. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to get this chat box to work. Oh, no. What's happening? TK is here. Welcome, TK. TK is drinking. Come on, chat box. running okay. All right, well, I'm just gonna assume it's okay on this end and close out Safari because it's killing my computer. Maybe it'll. There we go. We're close. TK says he is drinking a cherry vanilla methomel. Ooh, that's interesting. I had never, for some reason, I have never like thought about calling it a methomel. That makes sense though. Video's lagging, but I can hear. Video's choppy every once in a while. Maybe it'll clear up here in a second. Hoping at least. I think I was running YouTube to monitor the stream, and I think it was freaking it out. Better now. Oh, sweet. Okay. Nargile? I don't know how to say that. What's new? I'm preparing a 10-liter, 6 to 7 liter grape juice, 2 liter apple juice, 4 to 5 lemon zest and juice, 200 gram chopped ginger, 1 cup oversteeped black tea, champagne yeast. That sounds real nice. Don't forget that like and subscribe for sure. Yes, please do. So, hey, I want to promote. That's a fun way to say that. A few things. First of all, actually, I gotta make sure I'm grabbing the right thing. So I just mixed up all of this stuff. Oh shoot. I think the chat finally caught up. Yeah, there it goes. Come on. Man, I did not think it'd be such a big deal to go from YouTube to, from Twitch to YouTube, but apparently it's freaking out. First of all, is this the right one? Have you ever wanted? No, wrong thing. I know what that is now. Shout out to my YouTube members here. These are my friends who are supporting me on YouTube. You can go down and click. There's a button of some sort that says, it's not subscribe, it's join the channel, and basically it's $1.99 and you see all my videos a week early. So shout out to all of these lovely friends right here. I appreciate you guys. Of course, I appreciate you watching, but these people are supporting me financially, and that is the next echelon of support. So shout out to those people. Shout out, wrong thing. Shout out to the social media links. I meant to go to my patrons, but this is, if you want to follow me on social media, this is my Instagram, the Facebook page, Man-Made Meadery, and then Discord, which the link is down in the description of this video, I think. And that is where you can join us there, of course. And the last one is my patrons. Thank you to all these people. I'll just let it roll up here. Oh, which way? This way? This way. Shout out to these people supporting me on Patreon. I actually have some exclusive content that I just posted on Patreon. So if you want to go see that. The video I posted today, that's the Flight Night series. So I recorded that with Tony and BC. And the 30-minute video is actually about an hour and 20-minute long thing, like the full video. And so I posted the full video for my patrons, and so if you want to check that out, that's on my Patreon. We had a lot of great conversation about the liquor laws and like all of these other things. It was a lot of fun. So shout out to these awesome friends. Hey everyone. Hey Dogstick Fetch. Hey Martha. Hello LOL. Thank you. If you use lemon zest and juice, go heavy on the yeast. Why? Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know. It depends. Yeast do okay. They're not great when it comes to dealing with citrus, but is my camera going to focus now? Let's find out. Focus. Oh, that's fun. I think I just took a photo. Brad, whoa, hey man, thank you so much. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. You guys are rock stars. That is too kind. Thank you so much, Brad. Cheers to Brad. Everyone raise your glasses to Brad and his wonderful donation. You got to know that that is going to help me continue to make better stuff. I have, surprisingly, there's a lot of, I don't know if you guys knew this, but mead is quite expensive to make. So it's very nice. Thank you so much, Brad. Thanks for the mead recipes. Of course, I'm happy to share mead recipes. It's a lot of fun. I love getting to do this. You guys are the reason I do this, so it's a blast. Thank you so much. All right, so now I want to say this. I was coming from, well, I put a lot of stream stuff on Twitch a little while ago, and I did the Twitch thing for about a month and a half because I wanted to work towards Twitch affiliate. So right now, I am actually Twitch, that's a terrible thing to say, Twitch affiliate. I am a Twitch affiliate, I guess that's the way you say that. So whenever I stream there are extra perks you get for being that. So one thing I concocted up while I was doing all the Twitch stuff was this mead. I brewed 2 meads live, and this is one of them. This is a passion fruit sour. We're calling it the Passion Gone Sour Blues because it's a blueberry blossom honey passion fruit flavoring from Amaretti. You know, shout out to them. And that's about it. Oh, and Philly sour yeast. The sour comes from that. So Philly sour yeast. So I need to get a sample of this real fast. Sorry, dip in my sample. It is done fermenting. It's clearing up currently. Right now, it doesn't look like it's clearing up, but there we go. Trying to focus in that camera. Is it better? Worse? Who knows? So this is passion fruit, sour, Philly sour yeast. Super interesting mead, in my opinion. I'll tell you how the flavoring did. Welcome. I've missed a lot of people. Welcome, Dr. Catmilk. That's the most interesting name I've seen all day. I'll say that. Jamie Lee. So I almost said Jamie, sorry. And Benjamin. How'd the flavor do, Benjamin? I'll tell you right now. So I put a lot of flavoring in, to be fair. But the flavoring is very prominent. The Philly sour yeast, it hits that malolactic fermentation, which means that it's a different style of fermentation. A style, kind of. I don't really know how to best explain it, to be honest. But it provides a more buttery mouthfeel. And so this has a really interesting mouthfeel. And the passion fruit is really nice, the blueberry. This thing's going to be super good. I'm curious to taste it once it clears up. It's like 1062. What is that? I don't really know. 7.5%, I think. That's a total guess. ABV, so not super strong. Jokum, I'm going to mess up this name, but I'm going to go for it. Good Moons. Did I get it right? Get it wrong? Probably very wrong. Hello from Sweden. Just bottled 16 bottles of traditional that I put some oak pieces in for a couple weeks. One of my first brews, and it's surprisingly drinkable. Thanks for the great content. Thank you so much for watching. That's super awesome. I definitely think oaking adds a extra layer of depth for pretty much any mead, and so I love to do it. I actually have a mead with an oak spiral in it right now, and so I am letting that sit and soak up flavor. Close enough. Oh man, I'll take it. Close enough. Super excited for Mead Stampede. Can't wait to ship out the entry. Yes, Mead Stampede, you guys. If you should, first of all, I want to say this. Of course, I'm saying this because Mead Stampede is my competition, but the competition that BC and I are hosting, I should say. But more importantly, if you should be entering Mead Stampede, which is a mead competition that we're doing here in July, August, or we're tasting at least. because you need to receive feedback on your meads, and of course your friends are helpful. Let's be honest, our friends are great. We love them. They're super awesome people, but most of them want free booze. Occasionally you got that one friend who you can take a bottle to and he'll rip you apart, but for the most part, they're gonna just take the free booze and run. So I encourage you, I don't know what I just opened here. My computer, sorry, had a moment. I encourage you to send in a bottle, or send in 2 bottles basically. So you're gonna get on Mead Stampede and you have to do an entry, a registration. You can send in literally anything in your world. Any sort of mead you have. It can be made 10 years ago, it can be made 2 months ago. But the goal is it fits into a style and you send it in, we give you feedback, and then of course you'll find a placing. So you should check that out. Is there a website for Mead Stampede? Yes, there is, and I'm working on getting to it. However, I'm struggling a little bit. Oh man, I can't. I found a flaw in my current situation. Hold on. Welcome everybody, by the way. I'm so sorry if I am multitasking. I am multitasking and I'm not great at that. You think as a teacher I would be great at it, but no. Oh good Lord. My other stream, I'm working on currently getting you that info. Maybe. If I can type it in the chat. Come on. While I'm doing this, I'm reading some stuff. Thinking of entering the Mead Stampede, you should definitely do it. I highly recommend it because you have no idea how invaluable feedback is, and honest feedback. BC and I will be giving honest feedback on all, well, BC and our panel of people. Us two will not be able to drink all that mead because, let's be real, probably that's just not a healthy choice. So we will be using our panel of people. It felt very approachable to enter for this reason. I think it's very true. I hope it's true at least. You guys are going to do it annually. I think I need a little more experience before I want to send in. Yes, our plan is to do this every year. Hopefully, this is the first year to test this out, and so obviously it's a new thing. We don't know how it's going to go, but our goal is to be able to do it again next year. And I think with this year's experience, it'll be super simple to do that. So, sorry. Oh, am I here? Got it. This is the only 3rd mead. I'm not sure about shipping mead in US over mail. So there's a tab on our website. Again, my computer is being dumb today. Here it is, bum bum. Oh, got it. Oh, what a pain. I did it. I think I did it. Did it register? There it is. Okay, go click the link. That's meadstampede.org. And you can find information on shipping. You can find information on registration, on all these things. What's important for you to know is that here in the next 28 or 9 days, I think, the registration period closes. So June 1st, June 1st? Yeah, June 1st, you will not be able to register anymore. There's no last minute, wait, I forgot to do it. Sorry, we gotta cut her off at some point. So do it now. Register your mead or meads. If you would like to do multiple. And then your shipping window is June 1st to the end of June. Tasting for us will be July. So click that right there, bang, and go check it out. Whew, that was a lot. So I think I just got this working. Hope the audio is fine. I have something I want to ship via UPS store tomorrow. I'll ask them about packaging and shipping. Yeah, there's ways to do it. There are legal ways to do it, I should say. So make sure you do it legally and make sure you do it in time if you are sending stuff into Mead Stampede. Now, I do want to share something. April 30th. Sorry, I was cut off for registration is April 30th. Sorry, guys. even more or less time. Here's what I want to share with you. I have a very fun video coming out May 4th. If you guys know anything about May 4th, it is, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's called National Star Wars Day. It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So I have been preparing something. It's May. It's got to be May. I think it is right here. There's a little promo for you. Have you ever wanted to make a Star Wars mead that looks like Yoda's lightsaber? Well, I have just the mead for you. Let's get started. So, I mean, that's like a little short clip, but I didn't want to show the whole thing. You got to watch it May 4th. It is a Star Wars lightsaber mead. It literally looks like Yoda's lightsaber. It's super, super awesome. For the info, oh, I'm sorry. My brain flipped what I said. It's not April. It is May 30th. We extended the deadline. We didn't apparently update it on the website. Sorry. June 1st is end of May. June will be the cutoff date. When I read that, I read it backwards. It's not too late to register. You can still register. We will update the website, and I will tell BC and remind him to do that. Sorry, guys. May 5th, Margarita. Ooh, that sounds like it could be really interesting. Huh. Margarita. I've done a mimosa, but I've never done a margarita. Sorry, guys. I apologize for the lack of clarification earlier on registration. You do have time to register. I encourage you to do so because it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great, great time, and you should definitely join us. That's one you posted a few weeks ago, asking us to guess what it was. Yes, it was. And I finally was able to finalize it, finalize the video. I kind of changed up my video editing process. If you watched many of my videos, this video that you're going to see on May 4th and on Tuesday is a little different than my usual editing style. And so I think it's fun. I think it worked out. But I would love to hear what you guys think whenever you see it. The Yoda Mead. I just finished Mead Mimosa. Awesome. I love that Mead Mimosa recipe. My problem is I don't have any, well, I have the time to brew more of the things I want. I don't have the fermenters. I'm down to one, of course, that you can't see back behind me now, but I have basically all, I think, 15 of my 16 one-gallon fermenters full of something. So I'm a little bit caught in that regard. So I definitely need to probably finalize some things before I can start the stuff I want to do. And I have a lot of things I want to do. So I can make a mead now and start aging it for next year's competition? Absolutely. I guarantee you there are going to be people who submit meads that are, 2-3 years old. And that's not to dissuade you, but that's to tell you that you could do that. For really any competition, but especially this one, you can definitely submit something that's older. And that's fun. I encourage you to submit something you're proud of course. You could submit whatever thing you have, but your goal should be to receive feedback for one. That's the most important thing. And then let's say you're a competitive person. We are going to be kind of giving them rankings and ratings. And at the end, there will be a best mead that comes out of this. And so hopefully your goal is to be amongst the people of the best meads. So, sorry, not snapping at you, snapping at my dog who was sniffing my AirPod. Fun fact, my dog, who has been the star of this show many times and the destroyer of the worlds, he got a hold of my AirPod the other day, and luckily he did not eat it all the way, but he got real close, as he is right now. So I'm going to move them before he gets feisty. He almost ate my AirPod, and we all know how fun that would be to deal with. Planning ahead, we admire that around here. Definitely. Well, I definitely admire people planning ahead because ultimately you kind of have to do that with mead. It takes a lot of time, and If you want to make, let's say you're making a dry traditional mead, which I don't know about you, but I think dry traditional meads are very good. They require a lot of time to really be good. So if you were to submit one that's only a month old, it's probably not going to be at its peak. So, oh, you have a terror pup as well. Yeah, he's great. He's a great little pup. Maybe in a moment, if he walks over here, I'll pick him up. But he likes to eat things. He's about 7 months old now. So he's still in that stage where everything is food, even if it's not food. Hello, Lujitsu. Glad you're here. Eric and Derek put a funny video of what not to submit. Yes, they did. I liked their video a lot. That was a lot of fun. Hey, welcome, Joe Cash. Joe Cash has just subscribed. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, they put out a video, and it was they're talking about what not to send. Cleo Mori has now subscribed. Hey, look at all these people. Welcome, friends. A bit late. Kids were playing with new neighbors. Hey, that's all right. Kids are having fun. Dry traditional. Hey, that's not, Martha, that's not to say don't send your dry traditional. I'm just saying that naturally, because dry traditionals depend so much on the honey character, and honestly the melding of honey character, not necessarily sweetness, and alcohol burn, they do take a little more time. And so it's not a bad thing. Just different. Just different, for sure. So, I want to know, we are about to hit summer. At least I am. What are some of your summer meads you have planned? I've been experimenting with a lot of hydromels recently. In fact, I have 2 meads that I really liked quite a bit recently. And one was a hopped blueberry mead that turned out to be really good. Another one was a watermelon session mead, which was about 6.5%, and it was watermelon flavored, of course. Oh my gosh, dog. And it was really good. Sorry, my dog is losing his mind. All the kiwi meads. No kiwi. Yeah, don't send any kiwi into the Mead Stampede. That will not be drank. I promise you that. Dry traditional is the hardest to get right. It definitely is. It's tough to make it work well because, like I said, they're just depending on a lot of factors that the factors that require time. More hydromels for summer? Yep. I definitely want to do more hydromel stuff this summer. I do want to master the dry traditional world because I think that'd be fun, and it'd be honestly like I feel like if you can make a really good dry traditional, that's like a badge of honor in our world because, again, it's tough. I want to try making a mango pineapple mead. That sounds really nice. I could get behind that. I've been really enjoying hops and experimenting with hops. In fact, this right here is a raspberry blossom mead that was dry hopped, and I tried to carbonate it, and I had about 5 bottles, and I was trying to finish the video tonight. To be fair, I didn't give it the priming sugar enough time to actually mix in, or not mix in, to actually cause re-fermentation of any sort, and so this thing, it didn't actually carbonate like it should. So that's what I'm dealing with. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure my dog isn't eating things he's not supposed to. Missed some things. Jamie Lee says, not a mead, but I made a blueberry cucumber lime wine. Ooh, that sounds good. Carbonated. Yeah, carbonated, that sounds really good. Destroy your dog. You gotta chill out, friend. Quit chewing that up. Come here, terrorizer. Come here. I'll show you off to the world. And all your insanity. Oh. Okay. He's got to make at least 1 appearance per day, per stream. Oh. Okay. He's getting big. He's about, I think 45 pounds now, so we're a big boy. I missed some other things, but I like burning hot meads. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of making a mesquite mead with jalapeno peppers. Ooh, that sounds good. What makes a dry traditional so hard? The honey character is like the most important part of the dry traditional, but then also there's alcohol burn that naturally takes a while to go away. So we got a new mazer here. Oh, that's David, who I just talked to. This is him. This is Boone, the little terrorizer, who was eater of AirPods. He's looking guilty as ever. Man, I made a white wine kit making into a mead. I actually have right next to me, I have a wine kit that I'm going to use half of it to make a mead and the other half to do probably something wine with, honestly. All right, buddy. Don't destroy anything. Oh. No, no, no! I say that as he pulls the computer cord. Oh my gosh. But I think I want to do a grapefruit sage mead. Dang. You guys have some really fun ideas coming up. I'm curious to see how these turn out. I have faith in you. The banana clover is amazing. Stop me before I have another class. Hey, I did the banana nutmeg thing the other day. I said the other day, and it's been a while. Oh man. And it turned out to be really good as well. So I would, you haven't seen the video yet, but it will be out someday soon-ish, hopefully. What else we got going on? Age? Yes. Alcohol burn? Man, I eat that stuff for breakfast. The alcohol burn's not bad, especially if you're like a, I mean, truly, if you are a whiskey or a hard spirits kind of person, then that stuff doesn't matter. So I much prefer to have a smoother mead than a very in-your-face, explosive, dry mead. Sorry, trying to get my music back. There we go. I was jamming. Ugh. I want to try a few different things for the summer. Not sure what to choose. Do you think it's good or bad idea to flavor individual bottles? Well, let's throw it to the panel people in here. First of all, question. How would you suggest to flavor each bottle? Number one. Number two, what are the pros and cons of bottle flavoring? Go ahead and give me some comments, and I'm curious what you guys think. Greetings from Mexico. I love your content. Brian, thank you so much. Glad you're here, my friend. I did start the Dandelion Mead. Jamie Lee says, I'm nervous about carbonating things for the first time. Blueberry cucumber came out fantastic, though. It is nerve-wracking to do it, but if you use the right amount of priming sugar, then you're fine. You can get the priming sugar calculators online, so don't stress yourself out too much. You'll be fine, I promise. Can you get the mead herb and country? I don't know what they're talking about. Missed it. KC, I meaded it. Yeah, I don't like getting kicked in the teeth by mead or wine. I don't really either. It's not enjoyable. So what do you guys think? Flavoring bottles individually. What are the pros? What are the cons? I'll tell you my opinion, and of course, it's just my opinion. I think it's harder to flavor each bottle individually because you run the risk, unless you stabilize the mead really well, you run the risk of carbonating in a bottle and it blowing up, especially if you're using like fruit of some sort. So it'd be tough to do that. I know they do that with kombucha, but mead would be a little bit harder. Also, there's a lot of sediment that comes with flavorings. Like even if you use a liquid flavoring, like an amaretti flavoring, there's still some sediment. So you're kind of running that risk. You've got clarity problems. I would just make little half-gallon batches. Have you made a bochet? And if so, what was the boil time? I've made many bocets, David. I've probably done 8 or 9 at this point. And I've differed. I've done 30 minutes. I've also gone through and done 2 hours and 45 minutes. And really all that happens when you go further along is you caramelize more sugars, leaving residual sweetness and altering the flavor profile that you get within a Bochet. So Bochets are really nice. Like, I'm a big fan of Bochets. Honestly, I've got like bottles and bottles up above. And I would love to make more of them, and I will be making more. I normally err on the side of about an hour of 45 minutes to an hour of Bochet honey time. Bochet honey time. That's fun to say. Oh, and open it over sink. Don't ask why. I made a 1 gallon strawberry mead and stopped fermenting after 1 day when I put it into a 2 gallon bucket. When was I correct to bottle because of all the air? Surprised because it didn't taste like mango. I was surprised because it tastes like mango. I don't think it's bad to bottle like that unless making sure it's done fermenting for one. I don't know. That's sketchy because if it re-ferments in the bottle and it has enough sugar, it could really hit you and explosively. I feel like you get different notes when something's in primary. For sure. There's a huge difference between primary and, oh no, gosh darn it. Sorry. Move something. There's a huge difference between, no, stop it. Between primary and secondary. Stay. Good. I'm going to experiment with a small bottle jalapeno pepper in secondary. And I think that's fine too. I just would suggest to do minor flavor additions like peppers and stuff that's not going to re-ferment. I would not, unless you stabilize again. Stabilizing will, be okay. But I don't know. Maybe if you made one big batch and shook it all up. If you make something you like in one bottle, you might not make exactly the same thing ever again. 1 gallon minimum, my opinion. Yeah, I've teetered with the half gallon batch thing, and my only problem with it is that it's such a small amount that, let's say you went crazy and added a ton of flavors, it might be hard to scale up. So I would do 1 gallons. I like 1 gallon batches. Doing the Most, who I hang out with all the time, he is a 5 gallon guy, and so he goes and makes 5 gallons of things. It's really up to your own taste. I've seen people that do the half gallon thing. I've seen people that do the 10 gallon thing, and it's all personal opinion. Paul, I've got a chocolate orange bourbon Bochet clearing up now. Another month, and it should be ready for bottling. Ooh, that sounds so good. Sorry, y'all, lost a light. Give me one moment. Battery-powered lights. I guess I haven't caught up to 2021 yet. Maybe. That's about to die too. Okay, there we go. Making my first strawberry mead and adding fruit and secondary, or 10 pounds currently. Would that be enough for 5 gallons since it's being added in the secondary? Possibly. Honestly, that's up to you. You're gonna have to taste test it after and then decide if that's enough flavoring. There's a good chance it's not. A general rule of thumb I've seen and I've experienced is 3 to 4 pounds per gallon. But who knows? Maybe strawberry flavor will impart well. I don't know. You'll have to tell us. We've got a peach and a berry and a pomegranate wine ready for racking. I'll put together the same in meads for comparison this week. 2 batches of sake doing very well. I just recently used some sake yeast for making a mead, and it turned out to be actually really good. I was very shocked, but very pleased with it, quite honestly. Paul, you're gonna have to share that recipe with us. I'm sorry, but you doomed yourself by mentioning that you're making that. Jamie Lee says, made a blueberry. When I made my blueberry, I cooked down a cup of blueberries and a cucumber, mashing it in a little bit of water until it was basically a syrup. Interesting. See, you guys are so innovative. Is the video still choppy? I hope it's not. I need my computer to catch up. Trying to close everything on my computer that could possibly cause issues for speed. Close out of that. Anyone ever tried pawpaw fruit and brews? I've heard about that. I don't think I've ever tried it though. Man, I only have Streamlabs open. Why is this being so sketchy now? What are your thoughts on baker's honey? I've honestly not really used any baker's honey. I've seen it advertised. I've been kind of sketched out to actually use it only because the cheap. It's so cheap. Like the fact that it's so cheap is a little sketchy to me. The live stream is smooth. Okay. I just don't know. It seems like a cheap honey. I get sketched out when I'm like, this honey is like $3 for 5 pounds. Thanks for all the good advice. Things pretty stable at the moment. Been sitting on the shelf for 2 months. So maybe I should just start another one just for flavoring. I would definitely just make more mead. Why not make more mead? I heard that I should not use heather honey in mead. I've heard heather honey is not bad to use, but it does have a lot of solids, particulates, so it will, it's like buckwheat in that it will create a lot of sediment. So that's probably my only cautionary thing from what I've heard. I've never used heather honey though, and my only experience with it was talking to the Gosnells of London people who are in London, and they have used it for mini meads, and they talked about giving people a bottle of mead. So they've like given people a bottle of mead, and like, let's say this is it. The bottle, like this much right here would be the like layer of sediment, and then this top part, and it's just how it is apparently. So I don't know. Baker honey equals low quality, might as well mix real honey and sugar. I just think that nicer honey yields a nicer product, and I know you got to take the you know, budgetary hit when you do that, but you're gonna get a better product ultimately. The banana clover mead is still calling me. Martha, it's Sunday evening. I don't want to be the one to enable you, but I say go for it. Why not? I'll tell you what, I'll do a batch and tell you about it. Please do, David. Please do, tell us. I would love to know about that. Can you ferment too fast? Had something with a blackberry juice base go 1098 to 1.004 in 4 days. Also a sizer. If you're using the right schedule, they'll ferment fast, and that's just yeast being healthy and just chewing through stuff. Could it possibly create different flavors? Maybe, but yeast are normally stressed if they're fermenting quickly, so I think you're probably fine. Baker's honey is extracted from the wax capping. The wax is heated and then separated from the honey. Basically, it's already bochetted. A lot of us beekeepers do it. Interesting. Okay. I hear mixed things about citrus in brews. When does it become a problem? It can be iffy with the primary fermentation. Sometimes yeast with the high acid profile found in citrus can kind of have a little bit of a battle. So I generally tend to put my orange juice in the secondary where there's a little less fermentation, and or I'll stabilize before so there's no fermentation. I've got a coffee with acai with grape honey. Cheers to all from Brazil. Cheers to you, my friend, from Caesar. When I did my blackberry melon secondary, I broke out juicer while it worked, creating more sediment. Yeah, I like, okay. The most recent Can It Be a Mead episode has papaya in it. And the problem I found was I could not get to any papaya naturally. I'm in Oklahoma, and papaya is just like hard to get here, for one. But two, I couldn't find any juice. So I ended up having to get online and use papaya puree. And in this big mead, I made a gallon of this mead. About a third of it was papaya puree sediment. And so it's just a lot to deal with. But that's why why I always start over 1 gallon. I love to use this little fermenter right here. Is a 1.4 gallon fermenter. It's a big mouth fermenter, so it's super it's super easy to use, frankly. And what I love about this one is actually this is a waterless airlock, and it literally just screws down, and then it has some holes in here, so I don't ever have to use a real airlock because it does it itself. So it's waterless, 1.4 gallons. So I started this mead with 1.4 gallons in total, and I'll come down to 1 gallon probably after sediment and racking. So that's kind of what I like to do. If you can do it and can get away with it. Maybe too high temperature. Bucket gang. Bucket gang. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think buckets are bad. I just like this little fermenter. I use buckets for a lot of things. I've got something in the bucket back here. I use buckets for, well, here's the only reason I don't use a lot of buckets. A lot of my videos end up being very visual. It's a video. So I like to be able to show people like, hey, look what this mead looks like coming out of primary. And when you have it in a bucket, you don't have as good of a look. So I kind of choose to use more carboys when I can. Yesterday, I made my first melomel of mango. What happens if I add more yeast than necessary? Made 1 gallon and use the yeast. Too much yeast is not a problem. You will never add too much yeast. You can add too much yeast energizer / nutrient. At some point, they just don't use it, and so it just kind of goes into the mead. So one recommendation, this goes for everybody. I like using Fermade O and Fermade K is a little different, but Fermade O specifically, if you put too much Fermade O in, it doesn't necessarily mix into the mead and create off flavors. So if you put too much in, you're not risking a weird flavor. If you put too much diammonium phosphate, or DAP as we call it, there's a good chance that you will cause there to be an off flavor if the DAP is not used, because it dissolves into the mead. So I like Fermade O. Fermade K is also helpful. However, it does have a similar issue with the diammonium phosphate in it because it has a slight amount in it. I think I need one of these 1.4 gallons. Yes, you do. This is, you can get this on Homebrew Ohio. I'm pretty sure you can get this from Northern Brewer. You can check out all those places somewhere in the world. I don't have my affiliate link, but I am a Homebrew Ohio affiliate. So if you order through a specific link, it like supports the channel. It's kind of nice. Thanks for all the great info. Thank you, Tate. Thanks for checking in, for tuning in. I like to see and hear the bubbling. That's fair. I enjoy it too. It's like the like I think of the clockmaker people. Like you go in there and there's the ticking. I feel like that's how we are with mead generally. Definitely can't see as things fall. Possibly a bad seal can't see the bubbles. Is that, oh, are you talking about bucket probs? All the bucket probs. I have canned pumpkin. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. I used canned pumpkin in a pumpkin pie mead one time. It turned out pretty good, but it wasn't sweet, and so I didn't back sweeten, and that was just my own fault. Have you ever made skeeter pea? Can you do a video on making it? I haven't made it before, but I can tell you that Doing the Most has, and his video is by far better than any video I can make on skeeter pea. So go check his out. Check out the podcast with Bray for the issue of DAP. Late DAP, yes. Bray Denard, who is the creator of the Bray's 1 Month Mead, or BOMM, as you might affectionately know it as, hopped on the podcast with me this last time, and we had a great talk about everything mead making, including diammonium phosphate. What's your favorite fruit to make mead? I'm a big apple guy, and so if I could make just one of them for the rest of my life, it'd be apple cinnamon, because I feel like I've gotten good at it, but also because I like apples. Peach and blueberry. Ooh, I do like blueberries though. That's tough now that I think about it. Pear is also very good when done right. What's the deal with people using hops in a mead? Wouldn't it possibly overpower the delicate flavors and aromas in the honey? David, my friend, I have here a hopped raspberry mead. A raspberry blossom, not raspberry. And if you use the appropriate amount of hops, you get a nice aroma, but you don't get an overpowering flavor, and the honey character I cannot say that, still shines through. And that's what I have here. It's very good. Another bubbling airlock fan here. That needs to be a shirt, just a bunch of airlocks bubbling. That could be cool. Tommy says, I love your 8 different yeast video. Thank you so much for that one. I'm happy to help. I want to do that one again, and now that I have better editing experience, I think I can make it more informative, but that one will live on forever in the YouTube world. Mr. Florky, I think I said that right. You need to beat doing the most. You clearly are the better mead maker. I don't know if that's true. He has been homebrewing for me longer, homebrewing longer than me, and he's a great guy. So I will say we both have our strengths, we both have our weaknesses, and I definitely still believe if we had a mead battle, he'd probably come out on top. Please do a video of Mead Skeeter Pete. I'll try and put it on the list. The list is growing longer and longer, but I'll do my best. I made a pumpkin chai bochet. Oh, this right here. Well, actually, the green screen helps. You can see my hand pretty well back there. Pumpkin chai bochet sounds really good. So this mead actually cleared by itself pretty well, surprisingly. Oh, if I can get it closer. You can, well, now the light is being casted. Now I disappear. That's a fun trick. So, it cleared up by itself pretty well, which is interesting. If you're looking for something to do with pumpkin. Bochet and pumpkin sounds good. Yeah, Javier. Bray is, holy cow, that guy. We're actually planning on doing a part 2 in the future. I try to keep my podcast to about an hour. Sometimes we go over, but I talk to him about doing a part 2, and he's very much so for doing a part 2. So I'll be doing that in the future. He's just a wealth of knowledge. Holy cow. That's more than pretty well cleared. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. Now, I will say, this is supposed to be carbonated. I put these little carbonation, I don't have any around here. Oh, I have actually, I don't think I can get to it. Maybe I can. I was going to say, I haven't any of these close. Maybe. Oh. Hold on, I'm getting a mead sample for you guys. You guys get to see, well, it's not out yet on the channel, but this is Darth Vader's mead. And it is, of course, looking like a lightsaber, as it should, being Darth Vader's mead. Trying to get I have my light here. I just finished this video the other day, or a different video, I should say, the other day. This isn't going to look too, I can't turn the lights off right now, so I could, but wouldn't work very well. I have a light in here. Let's see if I can get this close enough. I'm not going to turn off the lights. Oh, sorry, this looks lame. There's a light in there. If the lights were off, it'd look like a lightsaber. It also looks a little brown on this camera. Ew, why does it look so brown? That's kind of gross. This is red. This is, it's red, but it looks brown for some reason. Distracted. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a lot of things. Baseball game, gotta get another TV. That's pretty clear. Bottle, banana clover. Star Wars, I really need to see that movie one of these days. You definitely should see that. This is like a little shot. Gosh, that looks so brown right here. It's definitely red, but it's showing up as brown. Thoughts on a blueberry lavender mead? I'm thinking of making 12 gallons for my friend's wedding. That sounds good. A little bit of, like I would use, if you can do it, I have a bunch of blueberry blossom honey right here, and it is super good. I paired it with some blueberries and some hops and made a really good blueberry and hop to mead. So, but you could get away with any other kind of honey, honestly. I would do it. Go for it. Is it a good idea to degas before you bottle? I heard it can prevent off flavors, and I'm wondering if that's what happened with my latest batch. I definitely think degassing, if you haven't given it enough time to naturally degas, is important. Just because you are, one, making sure you get rid of any CO2 before it goes into the bottle, which if you don't want to carbonate a mead, there can be some slight carbonation that comes from degassing, not a lot. But two, you can also prevent some off flavors. So I would definitely go for it. Probably green screen lighting. Yeah, that's definitely it. That's just so sad. I do have a, I'm not gonna be able to. Actually, I'll just put it up here. Well, I was gonna try and pull it up on my computer, but my computer hates it when I try and send stuff. So, no, I'm not gonna be able to show this. You'll see it. You'll see it in the future. You'll see it then. When did you start getting into mead, and what made you want to make your first batch? Well, fun fact, the officially first mead I ever made was on the channel, and it was all the way back to my first video called Meet the Mead, which I plan on making a similar video coming in August. It'll be 4 years of the channel being around. So I think it'd be fun to do another Meet the Mead and talk about everything that's going on. But I started to do it because I wanted to make beer. I found out beer needs a lot of equipment. And then I was like, that's too many things. And so I found mead, honey, water, yeast, and I was like, let's go for it. And I kind of got duped because I was like, I'll need less things to make mead. Arguably, you need more. So, but it's still fun. I love it. Oh, talking about lavender. Some people are talking about how lavender cuts. I could definitely see that being true. Oh, that's so good. I didn't even explain the flavor. Well, how about this? Before I talk about the fruit flavors, I'm going to give you that hint. What are the fruit flavors that I used in Darth Vader's mead? Now, it looked red before I drank it. What flavors do you think I used? Before I tell you. I feel like that's lame if I just tell you. I'm trying to... There it is. Come on. I don't know if folks turn out. It's red. I find your lack of faith disturbing. You know. 12 grams is gallons. Oh, you're talking about the lavender. How much yeast in grams should I put per liter of wine? Hold on. 1 gallon of liquid is 3.8 liters. So you're looking at, like, I would go with at least half of a, about half of a gram of yeast per liter. So like for a almost 4 liter batch, I would do 2 grams, if not 2.5 or more. Got some guesses on the Star Wars coloring. We got a raspberry, we got a cherry, we got an apple, blackberry, cherry. You guys are all in the right domain, I'll tell you that much. Has anyone ever heard of wine conditioner? What the heck is a wine conditioner? What the yeast packet does. So I did a combination. You guys are, who said the first one? Dr. Cat Milk, again, fancy name. The first thing I did was raspberry, which made it like a pink, almost red, pretty red color. And then obviously his lightsaber is a little darker, and so I put a little bit of black cherry juice into it, and it made it darker. With the light, proper lighting, and not in this world, it looks like a lightsaber. Strawberry, that's a good guess too. So, that's a fun one. I'm working on, so here's my challenge, or my challenge, here's my problem, I should say. I'm currently working on, or trying to work on Obi-Wan Kenobi's mead, which is light blue. Now here's where the difficulty comes in. Of course I could theoretically go and buy like the light blue Gatorade and like ferment on that and call it a thing. I don't want to do that. I want to try to go natural so that people can recreate it. So one idea I've had is to actually use butterfly pea blossom to get the blue color. So if you know anything about butterfly pea blossom, when you put it in water, in hot water, and make it a tea, it turns blue, essentially. And it's very cool. It's very interesting. When you put anything with acid in it at all, so like honey has enough acid to change it, or acid in general, it changes that color from blue to purple. Obviously, making a mead, you have to put honey into this. So I've tried to use butterfly pea blossom, making the tea, and then adding honey, and it turned purple, and I was like, well, crap. So what I have to do, I have to create a more basic environment before I add any of the honey or anything, because I don't want it to turn purple. So it's a bit of a challenge in order to do it well. I still have to figure out how to do it best, but I am trying. I made a hibiscus and elderberry mead, roughly 14% now. Hibiscus is strong and tart. Thoughts on elderberry versus blueberry to cut some of the tartness out? Elderberry, so here's how I describe blueberry. Blueberry it's its own taste to me. It's got like, I don't know how else to describe it other than blueberry. A elderberry to me tastes like a dirty blueberry, like it's got a little dirt on it, which is not a bad thing. It doesn't taste bad, it just tastes a little bit different. So to cut tartness, I would go straight blueberry. That would be my own thing. What do you do in your day job? You ever think about opening your own meadery? You know, I am a teacher, and I think that it'd be fun to open a meadery one day, but it's a big venture, adventure, I should say, and you have to really do it well. So I'm planning and plotting my life a little bit. Look up ingredients of blue curacao. What the heck is that? Blue curacao. Oh, what the heck? Dried. This is wild. How do you get what? Is liqueur flavored with dried peel of bitter orange, a citrus fruit. Interesting. Add a base. Yeah, I need to add. This is odd. You guys should look this up. There you go. It's close enough. You can't really see it, but it's blue curacao. It looks very blue. Thank you for mentioning that. Who said that? Nargile. I don't know how to say that. Sorry. I made a mead out of ginger and España chili, and I am not sure if I'm going to drink it or just use it as a hot sauce. Hey, either way, you're going to use it, right? Add a base. Add tea and secondary to maintain color. The problem is, even with the tea, adding it into that secondary, there's still the pH balance, so I would have to make even the that pH of the mead coming out of primary more basic. So there's like some sciencey crap I gotta do. Add tea and secondary. Yeah, I used pea blossom in a mead. It turned gray. What the heck? Why did it turn gray? That's interesting. I'm gonna stream for about 10 more minutes, and then I gotta close this down because I have to. I've got some other things to do tonight that I gotta make sure and get to before this week starts. But any last questions, of course. I do want to promote. Where's it all? A couple things. First of all, check out my social media links. This is Instagram at Man-Made Mead. I post a lot of photos there. There's Man-Made Meadery, which is the Facebook group or Facebook page, and then there's a Facebook group that you can join. It's the Man-Made Mead Makers. We talk about mead making. It's a lot of fun. And then my Discord. It's discord.io/manmademead. You can join us there. It's a great place to chat about mead making, and I have a lot of fun doing that. So there's that. Next one to promote. Oh, wrong thing. is these people, YouTube members. Shout out to these friends. If you want to support the channel for $1.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee, you can see all of my videos a week early. Literally every video posted on the channel, these people see them a week early because they're supporting the channel, and of course, I'm thankful for that. So shout out to all of these wonderful friends. Have you ever won? Whoa, wrong thing. And the last one, thank you to my patrons. Same situation, my patrons see all my videos early, and then on Patreon, I do allow some varied access to things. I actually have a big event I'm trying to plan. So, a big event. I'm trying to do another mead tournament, and so I'm involving them first. It's a lot of fun. So thank you to these patron friends. I think it's pronounced Curacao? Blue Curacao. Interesting. Yeah, so become a Patreon member. It's down there. Shout out to those people. Shout out to you. Someone asked a question and I missed it. So, can you find out what the amount of base needs to be by doing a titration, perhaps? Possibly. I don't really know. This is super sciencey, and I am not the scienciest guy in the world. I've been mixing yeast with good results. Have you ever done that? Any thoughts? I don't think it's bad to combine yeast. There's definitely going to be generally a stronger yeast that will go further, unless they're evenly matched. I don't think it's a bad thing. Each one promotes its own world. There's not like a duel, like one doesn't fight to the death. That's not what happens necessarily. It can in some instances, but most of the time they just kind of partner along together and ferment through everything. Big thanks to all the bees out there. Cheers to the bees. If you haven't done that today, make sure to cheer to your local bee. Yeah, yellow and blue. Yeah, so that's the, I don't remember which names those are for the red star, but I understand what you're saying though. Have some herbal teas, and one of them turns beautiful blue with cornflower. I haven't heard of cornflower. That's interesting. That's super interesting because it's just such a weird conundrum, and I wish I could pull up a photo right now to show you my little sampling of what I did. But making a mead more basic is a little bit tough, but possible. It's a new thing. I've never had to do this. The other 3 Star Wars meads I made were simple. This one is taking some extra science, and I am having to really put some thought into it. Honestly, more thought than I've had to with pretty much any mead. Most of the time you can just taste test something and go, this needs more wine tannin, or this needs more apple character. But in this case, it's like, this needs to be more basic. So now I have to suddenly add potassium carbonate, which I think is something you can add actually. Hello, I just started a prickly pear juice mead. It's in primary. I want to add strawberry to secondary. I think that could be good. Robert, I don't know. I've never used prickly pear juice before. I've had a prickly pear mead and it was really good, but I've never had the juice. So I don't really know if that pairs well enough with strawberry to say yes or no. What on earth? Peter? I don't know how you say it. I don't think it's Peter. I'm gonna call you Peter. Sorry, dude. Wait. I know that. P-E-T-R. Not Petrie. I'm going real American on you. Peter Kastner. With a French hand. Italian hand. Whatever that is. Have you ever thought about making mead based on molecular gastronomy? Mead ice cream. What? You lost me, dude. That is science to the max. Brahma Bullfan says, have you used rhubarb? Mashed or pieces? Never used rhubarb. That is a new one for me. I'm sure someone else in the chat has. So someone over here, talk to us. So I don't know. I've never used that before, but All right, I got a few minutes left, about 2 minutes left, and I really got to close this down because fortunately, I have some things to do. I got mead chores. You guys know what mead chores are? They're the worst. The drinking of the mead is fun. You get to just hang out and do it, but then there's all of these chores to make sure that you can actually continue to make mead. How lame. Baking soda, all about that base. Be prepared for some salts. I don't know if I want salt. I don't really know. Yeah, the A's did it. Baseball. Stealing the rhubarb idea. That's what we're here for. Sharing ideas. In fact, I encourage you to go over and join us here on the Discord. If anyone, I'm just going to shout out anyone who's joined the Discord via tonight. I think the link is actually in the description. If it's not, sorry. Acid plus base equals water. Generic term, salt. Yeah, I just don't... Something about salt in the mead seems real sketch. Sorry, I'm trying to open Discord, and my computer is not happy. I just want to see if anyone has joined tonight. Maybe. Probably my stream is probably going downhill because of my Discord. It's not table salt. It's a solid that falls out. Hey, we got some new people that showed up. We got Yeti Cup. Shout out to Yeti Cup. And Forklift. 2 friends who have joined the Discord. I encourage you to do that. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Let's Talk Mead Live. This is the YouTube version, of course. I will be doing some streams on Twitch as well as some on YouTube. So I'm going to kind of float back and forth. I'm not going to live on one platform. If you want to always follow me, follow my social media links, and that will help you always know what's happening, for one. But 2, if you want to see when I'm streaming and you want to chat, that's a good place to go. So check out those things. Of course, I'll be back with more content. I love getting to make stuff. I've got May 4th, Yoda Mead coming at your face real fast. So, sorry, I read a comment. So, get ready for that. I hope you guys will join me for that in the future. I will be back with more content with that. Of course, cheers.